if you go back a line or two, the Imam says, rahimahullah, وَقَدْ اتَّفَقَ الْعُلَمَاءُ This is a side benefit that we need to know. وَقَدْ اتَّفَقَ الْعُلَمَاءُ عَلَى الْعَمَلِ بِالْحَدِيثِ الضَّعِيفِ فِي فَضَائِلِ الْأَعْمَالِ. And the scholars, he said, there's consensus, there's agreement amongst them, ijma', ittifaq, ijma', yani ittifaq means ijma', that you can act upon a weak hadith when it comes to fada'il a'mal, when it comes to acts of, yani, to do with extra rewards, not to do with aqidah, not to do with halal wal haram, like in terms of virtues, مثلا, the virtues of Salatul Duha, virtues of Salatul Witr. If there is a weak hadith, the scholars say you can implement that hadith. Is that understood? So that is what Imam Nawawi is saying, rahimahullah. However, when you look into the books of Ahlul Ilm, the Muhaddithun and so on, you find that there's no agreement amongst them. There are those that say, la, you can never implement a weak hadith. And from the most prominent is Imam Muslim, rahimahullah. He says in his Muqaddim, in his book, that you can't implement or you can't act upon a hadith that is weak. Okay. And many other scholars, Bukhari and so on. And even from the contemporary scholars and those that came in the later ages, Ibn Qayyim, Ibn Taymiyyah, Shawkani and so on, Sana'an and so on. And Albani, rahimahullah. So they say that you can't act upon a weak hadith. So how can we understand the words of Imam Nawawi where he says there's consensus amongst the scholars? Should we say, Imam Nawawi, la, kadhaba Imam An-Nawawi, and he's lying and this is a mistake that he made and he needs to make tawbah? Should we say that?
Because of his time.
La, Imam Muslim was before him. So it wasn't his time. Imam Muslim was before him and he disagreed with act upon hadith. According to what he believes, sahih, you can say that. With regards to these sorts of masail, you never use words like Imam Nawawi did not know, or Imam Nawawi made a clear mistake here. This is absolutely wrong. He shouldn't have said that. You say words that are light words. You say فيه نظر, the scholars say فيه نظر. الأمر يحتاج للمدارسة. And we need to look at it again. Let's go back to the books. Let's see what the other Imams say. Is that not better than saying, La, Imam Nawawi made a mistake, and write it down that أخطأ النووي هنا? Is there not a difference? A big difference. So you would find some of the scholars, when they're saying that this is the weaker opinion, they don't say هذا قول ضعيف مرجوح. They would say that هؤلاء أسعد من حيث الدليل. هؤلاء, these scholars, or this opinion, أسعد من حيث الدليل. They are more fortunate in terms of dalil. Why? Because they want to use etiquettes and respect with the scholars, with Ahlul Ilm. And likewise, we should also do the same. So if you see a alim that has given a fatwa that is maybe that you don't understand, or maybe it's incorrect, you don't say أخطأ وهو كذاب, or he's always known for that. لا. لعله قصد كذا. Maybe he meant that. لعله وهم. لعله قصد كذا. وفيه نظر يحتاج نظر. Words like that. And those sorts of words only come from a student of knowledge who actually knows the worth of these great Imams. Those words come from a person who knows the worth of these great words, great Imams. Even words like, this is the stronger opinion, that's the stronger opinion. Don't be so brave in saying that. And don't say that in such a haste. This is the stronger opinion, or that's the stronger opinion. Say, according to a lot of the scholars, wallahi, that is the stronger opinion. And even when you're talking about the madhabs, don't say, oh, like, the madhab of the Hanabila is weak, or the Shafi'i is weak, or the madhab of the Hanafi is weak. No. It's impossible to say that blanket hukum, that is weak. La. So having etiquettes, and that goes with having etiquettes with teachers, with your teachers, and mashayikh, and students of knowledge, and people that are teaching the people good. Like, and obviously Ahlul Sunnah, people from Ahlul Sunnah. Like when you get comedians on social media, la, these comedians don't deserve the respect that Ahlul Ilm deserve. These comedians and hideous people that shout around, they don't deserve the respect and honor that Ahlul Ilm and students of knowledge and mashayikh they deserve. nevertheless, even those comedians, you don't insult them. They are comedians, but you don't insult them. You don't degrade them and so on. You say Hadahullah, may Allah Jalla wa ala guide them. And that is called iffatul lisan. Your tongue has to be modest. Your tongue has to be chaste. Chastity of the tongue, that's what it's called. That's why Imam al-Bukhari, a lot of the times, even when doing jarh wa ta'deel, he would use words that were kind of like tender. طيب.